All right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Tea Time. Yes, he changed his name.
Yeah, I did a whole rebrand.
So he's now Omega. Um, and kind of fitting because we're talking about Star Wars and the Bad Batch. The character was named Omega, which is kind of funny. Um, so yeah,
Oh
if you guys didn't put that together, he's doing it more along the lines of the traditional like Alpha and Omega, beginning to end kind of
Oh
deal.
yeah.
But yeah, but I threw that out there because that's funny. I straight up said that to him as soon as he's like, I want to change my name to Omega. Also, shout out to the girl that we got this idea from. Actually, was on Valorant, so
Yeah,
it was
Her
on
friend's name
stream
was
last
Omega. I was
night
like,
on his
cool.
Valorant. Um, and if everything goes to plan, he will be pretty much transitioning to YouTube
Yep.
full time, and then Twitch like here and there,
Oh yeah, baby.
or probably never.
Friends.
Depends. But we got 2 episodes to recap for last week and this week just because the video got corrupted last week. So I do apologize. That was on my end for all you guys why you didn't get a video last week
That
of
motherfucker didn't
Ahsoka.
tell me till yesterday.
I forgot. I thought he had the video, and then I looked in the folder and it literally told me it cannot be downloaded. And I was like, well, shit. So I tried to re-upload it, and the video itself was just black screened. Like we had audio, it was just all black screen.
Yeah. And I
Um,
didn't really feel like animating.
yeah, so we just decided to kind of recap both. But for you guys that have not seen, obviously, episode 5. Wait, what are we on? 6? Episode 7 of Ahsoka? 6 or 7? Oh, well,
If you
if you
haven't
guys
seen episode 4 and beyond, don't watch this. There you go.
Yeah, pretty much. If you guys haven't seen the last 2 episodes of Ahsoka, I really recommend you guys go look at that before you guys coming over here to watch the podcast.
And if you were just stumbling across this and this came into your, YouTube recommended, and you're a Star Wars fan, you can go back into our past videos. We've covered every single episode thus far.
Oh yeah. Um, Obviously, both parts 1 and 2 are in the first video. 3, 4, and 5 all have their own videos. I'm pretty sure we're on like episode 8 or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember.
I think it's
I'll
7.
look
I think
after.
they're doing 8 episodes. So we're covering 6 and 7 today, I think.
Yeah, so next week is the official end of the Ahsoka series for this season, which is crazy. I've heard a lot of people say that yeah, they're ending on after
Also,
this.
before we get this started, I just want to say rest in peace to Balin's actor.
The actor
Passed away
Valen Skull passed
last week, I'm
away.
pretty sure. Or
It
last week.
he passed away in March, I believe the article said.
March? Okay, yeah.
He
Well, we're
yeah,
just learning about this, but rest in peace.
he passed away
I'm
shortly
very
after
interested to
Ahsoka
see.
ended filming.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how they are going to send them off basically in the series.
But anyway, guys, to recap, last episode was crazy. We got the shot of the Chimera, Thrawn's flagship coming into view, and a bunch more other cool little things like meeting the night troopers, which confirmed are not actually undead. Confirmed. Kinda. I mean, they weren't Night Sister dead, so they didn't blow green smoke, so I don't know.
Yep.
Which we'll get into more in this newest episode. We got Ahsoka getting into a Purgil. Hera obviously getting reamed out by the New Republic. Sent three frigates, or no, capital ships. Those were capital ships.
3 capital ships
So
over there.
let me put this into perspective, guys. The New Republic is so dense that they couldn't spare a single frigate. Mind you, they just wanted a small strike group of starfighters to go on an exploratory mission with Ahsoka. Right?
Yeah.
The exact same amount that Ahsoka brought, or Hera brought on this mission, right? But then when she defies orders of not doing this, they send 3 capital ships. Tell me how that makes sense.
Priorities, I guess? I don't know.
But then we see in this newest episode, which is what we're going to get into now, because that's pretty much all of the video was. was just Thrawn's reemergence. Oh, and the really cute Sabine and Ezra fucking reuniting, bro. That was pretty hot.
Yeah, that was pretty
Um,
cool.
it was really cool. So then we get into the next
I'm gonna
episode.
grab my less burnt vape real quick.
All right.
They're all burnt. This one.
So the
All
less
orange.
burnt.
Hold on.
But no,
Let me see
yeah.
if it's over here.
Then we get into the next episode. We start out with obviously the recap of the last episode. Hera does return to Coruscant. Opening shot of Coruscant was fucking fantastic.
It was great.
I geeked out a little bit when I saw the planet.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see another like overview of like the atmosphere, like from outside the planet. I want to see another Coruscant shot like that, like from Revenge of the Sith. I thought that was super cool. But yeah, no. So Hera apparently was sanctioned to do with this mission by Senator Leia Organa, which is definitely a name thrower in there. For those of you that don't know who Leia is, you guys need to go back and watch the original Star Wars movies: Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and A New Hope. All those fucking beautiful masterpieces by George Lucas. If you don't know who Leia Organa is, she is the son of Padme and Anakin, or the daughter of Padme and Anakin. I definitely said son there. And her brother Luke. Her brother Luke Skywalker is a Jedi like her father. In this era,
if y'all don't know that, good on you for coming and watching Ahsoka. But you need to go back and watch the other movies, dog.
yeah, you got no
Go
clue
watch the
what we're
Clone
talking
Wars as
about
well.
right now. Clone Wars is if you guys really want to pick up on Thrawn, though, get to learn more about his character, his backstory, I recommend going to look at the Legends comics of Thrawn.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there's a few that are canon now. And
go watch Rebels as well.
Rebels
just Rebels, just in general.
Rebels in general is it's going to show you a lot about Ahsoka's progression to Ahsoka the Grey from Clone Wars, where we see her at the end of Tales of the Jedi, fighting an Inquisitor and all that. So you get to see Ahsoka's progression in Rebels, get to see Ezra, Sabine, all the beautiful characters that are in this show.
And some arguably better characters that aren't in this show, at least as far as we know.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. I was really hoping that Zeb was going to be in Ahsoka with the Ghost crew. I don't think
that would have been really good. That would have been really cool though, because if y'all know, because
he's in the Mandalorian actually.
Mandalorian, yeah. I'm right about this one, Aiden. I swear to God. Yeah.
No, yeah, we're gonna debate this real quick, and then I'm gonna pull out some Andor fucking shit that makes no sense. Actually, he would pull out the Andor shit. I'd pull out the Mandalorian like I did last time.
We still joke about that to this day. Anyways, it's been really cool because you see in the Mandalorian, what is that guy's name? The guy who's here as well that helped out.
Captain. He's a captain. I don't remember his name.
I don't know, but he's in Mandalorian as well. He helps Mando.
He's also in Boba.
Helps out Mando, and Boba. Yeah, it would have been really cool to see
Captain Tega. I think that's his name.
Yeah, it would be really cool to see Zeb here as well.
No, yeah. So then, actually, like in the beginning of the episode, he actually, if you guys didn't know, they threw it back a little bit with Captain Tega. He essentially called out a senator and said, "What about Mandalore?" Which, if you don't know, in the last season of The Mandalorian, they reclaimed their home planet with Moff Gideon being vanquished, which was insanely cool to see. Captain Tega, General Syndulla, they then cut off screen to where we see Ahsoka inside the mouth of Purrgil.
Yep.
And it starts out with a nice little hologram. There are 20 recordings of this, of Ahsoka and Anakin, or Anakin teaching Ahsoka.
And I thought this was really cool, and I think this is what really set Anakin apart from other masters, is Anakin knew he wasn't invincible.
Yeah.
So he made those tapes like, yo, if I die during this war, you have these tapes. Listen to them, train, continue to train. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. I don't know if y'all can see that.
But it was his favorite part of the whole episode, I swear.
Oh, yeah. dude, I just thought it was really fucking dope because that
Um,
was just a little fucking detail that's like, yo,
it,
that
it,
really
it
just
really
goes to
was.
show like, yeah, Anakin turned
Anakin
into
was a
Vader, but
great
like,
master.
oh yeah,
He greatly, and for those of you that don't know, by the I'm pretty sure second season of the Clone Wars in the actual show, you can see that Anakin does now really like Ahsoka, her presence, and just being a teacher, which is actually a thing about Anakin that we didn't know in the original any of the movies.
oh yeah,
Anakin did love teaching.
yeah,
Uh, but no, yeah. So then Thrawn does this master plan of throwing a fucking minefield around the planet. The Paragale come out of hyperspace into this minefield. They start getting blammed up, and Ahsoka then leaves the mouth, goes into the ring around the planet, which, if you don't know, is dead Paragale bodies. Because
yeah.
that planet actually is the death place of all
That
Purgil.
that's where for a fucking Purge go to die.
Yeah. So Peridia has a lot of lore to it that we didn't understand. I hope we get more Peridia in the future. Maybe they make it so like ships can just hyperspace jump easily there instead of needing to take like a super fucking Star Destroyer engines,
Yeah.
which would be really cool. But no, so yeah, then we hop into Thrawn doing his thing. He recalls them, has the Night Sisters track down Ahsoka in the asteroid field or Purgil dead body field, and then he bombards. Ahsoka then goes to the planet where we see her jump out of her Jedi T6 starfighter, uh, to then fall on the ground
Fucking nerd.
and confront Balin.
Fucking nerd. Sorry. You see her jump out of her Jedi T6 Starfighter.
That's what they called it in the show. So I'm just
I know. Fucking nerd. Sorry. Yeah, continue.
yeah. So then we move on to Balin and Ahsoka dueling. They have a really,
Oh yeah.
really spicy conversation, and then fucking I'm not gonna say his name. The
Hu Yang.
droid
Hu
Hu
Yang.
Yang, yeah, Hu Yang.
Not Pyongyang. Hu Yang.
I still do that too, chat. I
He
still
does.
do
He
say that.
does. Like we sit here like before we record these, we'll sit for like 5-10 minutes and like talk, right?
And then I'll
And
just
every
go.
time we try to say fucking Hu Yang goes, oh yeah, Pyongyang. Like, oh, this dude.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes North Korea just jumps in Star Wars, I guess.
The First Order. Oh my god.
But no, yeah. So then we move on. Obviously, they do an incredible duel. The starship comes back around, does like this missile barrage. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be flares or something, but it was incredibly dope. Ahsoka then steals Balin's dog creature and fucking just yeets the fuck out of there, which I thought was
Yeah.
funny. She's just like, hey,
Hu
yeah,
Yang had a little flyover and fucking area strike
drop
a
some
little bit.
missiles on that bitch.
Yeah, and you get a really cool shot of Balin in the fucking like dust igniting his saber, but then dust clears and Ahsoka's just fucking.
And then so yeah, we then move on to a scene of Thrawn, given like the gunships, the order, and all that. Fucking the Raiders and Shin are engaged with them, with Ezra, Sabine, and them, which was incredibly cool.
Oh yeah.
The fucking little dudes threw a pot at their head so many times, bro.
Yeah,
Uh,
like they're a peaceful group, but don't fuck with them or they'll throw pots at your head.
Exactly.
Oh wait, hold on. What was I just remember this? What was the clapback that Hera sent at that one senator
Oh, the
during the court
clapback.
case? The
Oh yeah, yeah.
clapback was
So
crazy.
so in the beginning, guys, we're gonna jump back up there real quick.
Yeah, I just thought of this, and
The
we need to mention
Senator
this.
Zenono or
Uh,
something like that.
starts with an X. It's weird.
Yeah, the senator said
Xeon. No, I don't know.
something like that. Do you, like something about disobeying orders? And she just goes, "I didn't disobey orders. I just disobeyed you." And it was like,
No. It was you did something to. Oh fuck, what was it? You're supposed to keep. You're supposed to keep the Republic safe. What you did was did not keep the Republic safe, something like that. And he goes, no. Doing what you said wouldn't have kept like the fucking Republic safe. Something like that, along those lines. I could go back and fucking see exactly what the. Hold on. You keep talking.
But anyway, we'll carry on. Going back down to the duel. The stormtroopers or the night troopers get there and reinforce them. Ezra goes ape shit with literally tells Sabine, "No, it's your lightsaber now," and just fucking says the only ally I need is the Force. And as soon as he said that, fucking Max over here just goes, "I want to play Blade and Sorcery now."
That's charging right there.
We're about to do that after this video. And yeah, so then they continue dueling. Ezra goes apeshit. Sabine just fucking destroys. Blaster in one hand, lightsaber in the other. Then Ahsoka arrives at the very end when the night troopers are retreating, and just fucking they tell Shin just like, "Hey, yeah, put down your blade. I can help you." That's what Ahsoka says to her, and then just like Max made a dark joke. It's like, is she gonna let her just like kill herself?
No, I was like, plot twist. Shin, in order to like get out of something, just goes, like I don't know.
I could see that happening.
Like it wasn't like it wasn't supposed to be like, oh, she should do that. It was more like it would be a plot twist, and it would be an interesting plot twist.
It would be a really interesting plot twist.
You made it sound like I was a fucking asshole. No,
I mean, you are, so
I am.
It's not far off. But no, yeah. Then we continue on. Sabine goes like, "I thought you were dead," and all this other stuff. They have like a really cool reunion. Ahsoka didn't look at Ezra for like a good solid minute, and then just out of nowhere looks over, gives him this big ass hug, and then
I missed this reunion. Like,
yeah, like, oh yeah, no, yeah. She goes like, Sabine goes, "I thought you were dead," and she said, "And missed this reunion." Like it was golden, so golden.
And then
Ezra
they hug, and then Ahsoka awkwardly just kind of holds his face,
and laughs.
Just like,
yeah, it was like mom vibes, low key. It was like a mom vibe.
Yeah, but I liked it. It was just kind of awkward.
It was really awkward to watch. Then we just got the fucking Jedi shuttle just appear in the background, slowly hovering above them. Then the camera fades out, and the episode ends. It was incredibly cool. I can't remember every little detail, guys, of the episode, but it was incredibly dope. After next episode, though, you're gonna get a full few hour podcast of us recapping the entire show and what we thought of the finished product.
Series.
So if you guys want to see that, drop a like for sure. It is going to be incredible.
Oh yeah, I will say this. So I'm making the executive decision. We're gonna upload, of course, next week's episode, and then probably that like Friday or Saturday is when the big one will come out. Aiden and I will probably just watch the series like in one sitting, so we can really remember
grasp everything.
Like really grasp everything. And
we're
then
gonna be there.
We're
gonna be there for like 2-3 hours, bro.
Yeah, clear your plans, dog. Clear your plans.
What plans?
There's 8 episodes, and they're like anywhere from 45 to 59 minutes long. I mean,
I gotta clap back at this motherfucker real quick. What plans? We do the same thing every weekend.
True. Let's go play Valorant.
But no, yeah. If you guys really do want to see more awesome content, just wait till we get around December and January, because we have some cool things planned if everything goes according to the plan. Also,
and if stuff starts going according to plan, I might drop a few hints here and there on my Twitter. I might.
I won't, because I don't use Twitter. I have a Twitter. I just don't use it. I fucking hate Twitter.
Yeah.
I hate every social media. I really only use it to follow him. That's like, I will check it maybe once every other year.
You are the only real person that follows me. Everything else is fucking like graphic designer bot accounts. I'm like,
I don't even know what follows me. I don't really care either.
I don't know.
But no, if you got so after Ahsoka ends, I think what we should do, and because I didn't get too far into it yet, but I think we should go back and recap the entirety of Rebels. Because
Rebels
I
recap.
was gonna say, because you've been
A
saying you want to
Rebels
rewatch it,
recap.
and we need content after Ahsoka ends, so
Oh yeah.
we'll
I mean,
we'll
there
do
is
like a
that
season then
one
recap.
thing we were thinking about doing.
That's not gonna be till later on though, so I mean,
True.
unless you want me to
I
record
mean,
like your version
I mean,
first.
we could introduce it.
We'll talk about it more off
Yeah, we'll talk.
and then
We're leaving y'all on that little like, oh, what's
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
happen? We're leaving y'all on
Mm.
that.
But anyway, guys, this wasn't too long of a recap. I'm not going to make it too long of a recap just because I personally want to just kind of sit with my thoughts a bit more, and then I'll throw something out there in the next episode or even in
Oh
the
yeah.
big recap when I have all the thoughts there.
Oh,
So in exactly 1 week, guys, expect a really, really long video. If you guys like really long videos, sorry if you don't. Sorry again.
I mean, if you listen, if you don't like long videos, that's fine. You can just go rewatch these
Dude,
in
yeah.
between different days. I mean, the longer episode. I mean, it's basically gonna be just these past episodes we've done.
Just with a
But like,
broader definition of
yeah.
things that any past theories we've said or even thought
Oh yeah.
came true, we're gonna be
Or
like,
there's
oh, that
stuff that
fucking
like
happened.
I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna have a notepad with me while we're watching. Anything that you or I say, like, oh,
Write it
this would
down.
be cool. I'm writing it down. Because there's a lot that Aiden, and not me as much, but Aiden says, like during the episodes, he'll start saying something like, he should have said this for the fucking podcast, but he wouldn't have remembered because it's in the moment.
All my thoughts are really in the moment.
Oh yeah.
Which actually, what I don't know how well this will work, but what I think we should do is I should, instead of doing the whole, oh, we just watched it then react to it after, I was gonna say, what if we just mute the desktop audio in the recording, we watch the video and play our live reactions to it. Could do that.
We'll have to talk about that because
We'll
there could be
talk
some
about it.
potential issues with that.
Yeah, we'll mess around with ideas. We'll give you guys kind of a little scope of what's happening. As always, if comments are said, me or him will reply to them, and we'll definitely get you guys' feedback on anything.
It'll most likely be
And
me because Aiden doesn't have the login stuff for the YouTube channel yet. I keep forgetting to send it to him.
I'll just do it on my main account. If you see anything by
Yeah.
LTX Panda, like my name says below me, it's me. Okay. It's
Or if we
not-
see anything from Omega, I mean that's just me commenting, just not on the the channel.
And if you guys want like to directly like even just have your comment sponsored in a video, make sure you guys say something that gives us some thoughts to boil on and talk about, especially
if you guys-
further.
Sorry.
Yeah, no.
And if you guys don't want to say in the comments, email me. I mean, if you go to the Tea Time Podcast, the business email is an email that I check regularly.
He's the only motherfucker that checks his email.
I check all my emails regularly.
I have
I'm
like
weird.
I have the reason I don't check mine, if you guys want me to be really honest, my main email has a lot of it was happened when I was younger. I don't know how this happened either, but a lot of those like sites you sign up for and then you just get spam emails.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah.
I think one of my friends like put me on one of those like spam email sites, and
Yeah.
I have over 56,000 emails, and I'm not
Yeah,
ever reading any of them.
Yeah. But yeah, you guys can reach out in the comments via email, Twitter, Instagram.
Even
mean,
join
like,
the Discord.
Really anything. Join
Join
the
the-
Discord, dude. I mean, if you really want to.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna be probably redoing the entire Discord later tonight.
Yeah, because it's
in a better
atrocious. We have
envision.
so many. We're keeping our private section because I like hiding in here away from people.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Sam will DM me. You know Sam. Sam will DM me, be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
why are y'all just sitting in staff chat?" I'm like, "Don't, I do what?" Like,
But they can see that.
They used to be able to. They can't anymore, but they used to. Cause it used to be like they could see the channels, but they couldn't join them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. If you guys want, like, even if we see you guys sitting in a VC and you guys really want to like get into a nice Star Wars debate,
Oh yeah.
I'm always down to hop into a VC.
Come debate with me. You'll probably win every time.
Yeah, I win with him like 90% of the day when it comes to Star Wars stuff. But anything else,
Sometimes I win though.
he did. Yeah, we for those of you that don't know, we and him have been on a fucking haunting series
Oh, yeah.
right now
We've
of
been
Sam and
watching
Kobe.
A lot of Sam and Kobe.
And and there was actually this one really really nice debate. I did get mad that you were right. I did get a little mad that you were right.
I know. I could see. I was like, yes. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
I
get
did
mad
get.
that you're right.
I was just like, I'm just not gonna debate with you anymore.
Yeah. Because I feel like
He
you
calls me an
eventually knew I
asshole.
was right.
He calls me an asshole, but at least I have the nerve to be like, all right, I'm gonna peacefully end this so it doesn't fucking turn into something else. Because me and him, for those of you that don't know, we used to get into, especially in FiveM, we would get in so heated arguments that like people around us in game would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And most of the time we weren't even mad at each other. We were just yelling.
There was one time where we both fucking were so mad at each other though. I don't even remember what it was about.
It was
Okay,
funny. It was incredibly funny.
the Star Wars part of this episode is basically done now, but we're gonna go into a bit of this.
Oh yeah, if you guys don't
It was
want to hear about all this, the Star Wars stuff's over. You guys can close
Yeah.
out. Just please like, subscribe, and
Like,
talk
subscribe,
to us in
comment.
the
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. But anyways, I don't even remember what it was about. There was, I think there was 2 times in total that we had actually got mad at each other. One of them I remember vividly, and I'm still mad about it to this day.
What happened?
Do you remember when we were chasing Jim Long and you kept spam tasing him?
Oh
And
yeah.
the meeting after, Wells like, yo, we need to stop spam tasing. I was like, yo, Mace, chill out a little bit. And he goes, shut the fuck up and tase me off the bike. Dude, I was so mad. I'm still mad about that.
For context, I wasn't mad at Max. I was mad at Jim because he was being such a rat that it was kind of annoying. Before that, for those of you that don't know, me and him both played cop.
Yeah.
And
Still
what
do. Also, if
happened?
I gotta plug the server real quick. I'm sorry. If y'all are looking for a good FiveM server, 2077 RP, brand new server. It's based in the future. One of, if not the only server on FiveM where it takes place in the future, and it's really fucking dope. Like the maps change, but it's all beautifully optimized and everything.
Most of the time.
I mean, Spearman went in and optimized the entire city.
Oh yeah. No, it's just why I said all the time. They're still adding things.
Oh, yeah.
It's considered a beta
Yeah.
server right now, guys. So if you get random FPS drops, just you just let them know, and normally they fix it within the next day or two.
I mean, as
much as possible.
Spearman, he's sitting here making change logs.
Oh yeah.
Like as we talk, like he's incredibly dedicated. So yeah, if y'all looking for a good server, come join us at RP on there.
And if you guys
Join
like
us in
RP that
RP.
much, and you're looking to become a cop, no, you cannot join the sheriff's office.
Yet.
We don't take recruits yet.
Yeah.
So NCPD is what it's called, and you can join
Night City
them.
Police Department.
But once we take in recruits, we're only going to be looking at the best of the best RPers. I don't give a shit about your cop experience. I give a shit about your role play.
Yep. Because
so if Max doesn't straighten up his role play, he's out. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, actually, I'm gonna talk to you about something off stream because I want you to lead this, and I think you would love it.
We'll talk about it. But yeah, because Aiden and I, we just came from a city called Rush Hour RP. Still have a lot of love for that city.
I love it.
The level of RP there is fucking crazy. It's great, and that's we're trying to put. If y'all have ever like seen like
No Pixel.
No Pixel. I haven't really watched No Pixel. I didn't want to like compare it to that. But if you're vouching for, if you've ever seen No Pixel, that's the type of RP we are trying to go for.
And not like
Strict
this
yet laid
new,
back.
not like the new versions of No Pixel. I'm more vouching for the original 3.0. How dedicated to RP they were. Where they actually, for those of you that
Before or
don't
after
know,
XQC got banned? Before or
yeah,
after?
pretty much the first time.
Oh, yeah.
He got banned a lot. But no, yeah, moving backwards a little bit. Me and him also did come from a city called Escape. I love the people.
Yeah. I don't want to dog on it too much. It's just not our preferred style of roleplay. It's a good city.
Well, I'm gonna dog on one thing about that city. Their fucking high command is dog shit. Other than Welsh.
Yeah. Other than Welsh. Shout out to Welsh. I'm just gonna randomly DM him. I haven't DM'd him since I was in fucking Louisiana. I'm DM'd like, yo, I give you a shout out on my podcast today.
Yeah. I hate most of their high command. Couldn't stand it. I actually ended up getting fired from there. Um,
I left.
he just left. I got
I
fired
just
from the
did.
PD over there, which was kind of my descent into Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Um, the
We
kind of
already in
story
rush
behind it.
hour, and I was like, Aiden, come to rush hour. He's like, I'm not gonna come to rush hour. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. He got fired. It's like, I'm coming to rush hour.
I came like the day like 2 weeks before I got fired.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't anything like bad. I didn't get like fired for anything bad. It was just more of, I guess, RP differences. That's
Hmm.
really what I got fired for.
Hmm.
I was like, oh hey, like we're in a video game. Why don't I take these criminals, quote unquote, other players that play a crim, to laser tag, and we settle our differences there. Because at the time, ballers and PD were at an all time high, to where
Yeah.
it was shoot
It
on
was a
sight
yeah.
every
It was a
day.
very large and powerful street gang versus the PD. I
And
wouldn't say
it
large,
it
but
did
definitely
work.
powerful.
It definitely did work. A lot of them were like, "Yo, he's a cool cop." Now I
He
did tell him
sacrificed
this
his
is
job for his reputation. Fucking loser.
I did, and I don't. I would never
I would have
like
done the same
ever
thing, honestly.
like. I, and that's how a lot. That's how a lot of them look at it. You look like they say, "Oh, I sacrificed it so I could be a favored cop," right? When in reality, I was doing it so that more cops didn't get frustrated and want to quit. Because
Yeah.
during that time, it was like everything was at a all time low. Moral,
I
no one
left
really
because
wanted
of
to fly
a bunch
in.
of bullshit. But
Um,
like before I left, I hadn't flown in like a month and a half. I was on LOA.
Oddly enough, me and him both got fired while we're on LOA.
Yep, yep. Well, no, I did get fired, but apparently, according to Welsh, I wasn't supposed to get fired. And he was like, "I'll hire you back." I'm like, "No, just no." And I feel bad because though I did go back into Escape like once, and I ran into Welsh. He's like, "Oh shit, what's up?" I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" He goes, "You coming back?" I'm like, "No." It's like, "Damn." I'm like, "I'm sorry, dude. I just can't."
I went in the day I got fired with Max. The day I got fired, I was playing my crim, and um, me and Wex actually later on ran into the dreaded twins. I'm not gonna say their names because it's like summoning Satan. Um, but we ran into those guys, and Fluffy, being the idiot he is, he shot at a cop. And me and fucking Wexa, we didn't even have guns out, right? Like I pulled my gun because I started getting shot at. But we started. This one guy had a class 2. All right, he died. Cool. PD was code 4. And not even like 30 seconds later, Fluffy goes, "I'm gonna help this guy out." Pulls out his pistol and just starts lighting up the cops. Like it was like a good few minutes. So it's like there's no reason they would be on a class 2 alert anymore. Dude starts going pew pew with the pistol, and they just pull out shotguns, ARs, anything that was in their 6 slot, and just like they didn't even check to see if anyone had a gun. They just started shooting.
Yeah, dude, this is just talking about this is bringing me back to like our first Tea Time podcast,
First tea time
talking about
podcast.
FiveM
Oh yeah.
shit.
Um,
But you know what? If y'all want to see it, we'll bring back some of this FiveM shit. Like,
and we started tea time pretty much off of the Tyler incident,
oh my god, if y'all haven't seen the Tyler, it's on my Twitch still, I think.
which
If not,
I still debate if this motherfucker likes guys or girls because of this whole thing. We'll get to the bottom of it one day. I don't
we'll get
judge
to the
you
bottom
for
of it
it.
one day. Where's my phone?
So for those of you that don't know, Tyler was a guy that was, I think,
It's
romantically talking to
it's
Max,
set on the charger right on my fucking desk.
but I'm pretty sure he was romantic. You two were romantically talking, but he was a little toxic.
So okay, I'll tell you this. I'll clear this. I'll clear the air right now.
Yeah, because the way like
For me,
I only know it from
it
his point
was
of view. I
yeah.
don't really know it
For
from
me,
yours.
it was in character. I even specified to him, like, yo, if we're gonna talk, it's gonna be in character. Right?
Okay.
So
Okay, that clears a lot
it
up.
was purely Aurora Howard and Tyler Pippy. It wasn't Max and Tyler. That was
Because
not what it was.
the way he made it seem, and some of the DMs even you showed me, it did look like you guys were kind of talking at a city.
Yeah, I went along with it because I was tired of getting fucking yelled at for shit. I was like,
Which,
dude, like,
which
chill.
I was actually really happy because fun fact from when I first met Max, um, other than lying to me about his age, that was funny.
I did, dude. We don't
He
talk
said
about that though.
he's like, I'm
Yeah,
22,
yeah. I was
and
like, yeah,
then
bro, I'm 22. I'm 22, dog. I'm 22. And
yeah,
this was like 4 years ago. Well, no, it was three. So I
three
was,
years ago.
yeah. So I was like 15. I was like, dude, no, dude, I'm fucking 22, dog.
Yeah, he was like, I
I
mean,
didn't
I
look or
believed
sound
it.
22. I don't know how you did. I didn't look or sound 22.
I've seen guys that
I mean, but
are actually like 30 and sound like they are child.
understandable. I mean, like, I get told like I get told like like I was playing fucking Val earlier, right? And like I was just playing, I was talking, and
So you
they're
got caught
like,
a Walmart
"Yo,
corpse.
I didn't call the Walmart code, but this was earlier today. Um, I was playing, and I started talking like, I mean, I don't typically talk unless like somebody else does, right? I'm not gonna be the first person to speak, right? Unless I'm streaming. If I'm streaming, I'm always the first person to talk. But I'm not streaming and it's just me playing, then yeah. And somebody's like, "Yo, good round," and I just go, good round. And one thing I do a lot, I don't know if anybody's here from my Twitch stream, y'all will notice that I make my voice higher, like when I'm actually like doing content, because it makes it sound like I have more energy. Like if I talk like I normally do, I just don't sound like I have any fucking energy. Like what's I just sound like I don't want to be here. So I raised the voice a little bit. So I was talking. I was like, "Yo, what's up? How y'all doing?" And they were like, "Yo, yeah, how old are you?" I'm like, I said my age. I'm not say it here. I'm like, "Dog, I thought you were like 40." I was like, "Dude, dude."
No, yeah. Um, I like and actually like this is kind of funny, but kind of not at the same time. When the whole Tyler
Wait,
stuff went down, and like I thought you guys were,
DM me what you're about to say before you say it.
oh, it's nothing bad. It's nothing like
Okay.
that. So like when I thought those two were talking, right? I low key was just like, this guy has liked guys the whole time, and he didn't think to tell me. He didn't trust me enough. I felt so betrayed. I felt so betrayed. I was like, this
This is
guy
the
didn't
first
tell
time I'm
me.
ever hearing this. This is the first time I'm ever hearing this.
Yeah, because I didn't think about it till now.
I will
Um,
say there was Tyler was like, "Oh, I hope you have fun with your relationship with Max." Like this randomly out of the blue
that's
DM
why I
Aiden
thought of
was
it.
like, "Oh, I hope you and Max have a good relationship," and we're both like, "What? What?"
Yeah, like I was so
Like
confused. Then
I'll
I
just straight out come and say it now. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're hot, I'll fuck you. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I'm sorry.
well,
That's just how it is.
yeah. Obviously, he does require two things now: age identification
Yes, because he told me
and
because I wasn't of legal age like when him and I were talking. I just turned 18, right? And I don't give a fuck. But he told me he was 17, right? He sounded it. He sounded like a child.
he did
Not like a
sound like a
child, but he
child.
didn't sound like he was how old he actually was. Um,
He's I thought he was at like 16, 17. So that's why I was like really happy for you.
you know how old he actually was?
How old is he actually?
27.
Wait, what? He don't
Yeah.
sound that at all.
He sent me a picture of himself, and this is at the very end. I was like, "Whoa, hold on a fucking minute, hold on now, this is fucking weird." But I was on the person. Oh, it's in character, because it's still not good, but like in character is in character. As long as
In
there's no like actual
character, it's like
romantic
whatever.
feelings, like as long as there's no like actual romanticy, it's fine, right? I mean, I could see how people would be like, "Oh, that's fucking weird." I mean, yeah, it is fucking weird, but we're all fucking losers who sit here and role play. All right, we're fucking losers. Um,
Yeah, they have a point there.
yeah, um,
Yeah, no.
yeah. And once I heard that, that's when I kind of backed off a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, oh."
No,
But
yeah.
it was so he tried acting so big and hard in the fucking in city. Later on, he's like, "Oh, I hope any of you coke bitches don't fucking come around," because Aiden and I were in a gang called
The
the
Koch
Coke family.
family.
Yeah. Coke Familia, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I think it was actually Familia.
No, it's just family.
I thought I could have sworn it was Familia. Whatever. Cool. Um,
Some people just call it
and
like that.
he's like, oh, you Coke bitches. Oh, I better not see any of y'all Coke bitches. And I don't think I told you about this, but I caught him in city the next day.
Oh yeah.
I caught him in city the next day, and I was like, okay, motherfucker, where are you? He goes, oh, I'm at the beach right now. I'm like, all right, bet. And I tried calling him like, yo, I'm gonna come fucking kill you. He's like, you can try. I'm gunned up right now. I'm like, all right, I'm coming, right? So I rock up. He has my AR, mine, that is in his house. There's a lot of tea about this, right? He has my AR. I rock up. He starts lighting up my fucking Porsche. I was still driving the. It was either the Porsche or the Lambo. I was driving both at the time, but he started lighting up whatever car I was driving. Right, missed every shot. I got out. I fucking pop 2 shots. He was down.
Oh yeah. No.
I was like, I went over. I was like, dude, you're not him. You are not him.
Oh no,
Like,
yeah, and to throw it back, and the reason we'll throw it back to when I thought they were talking. Half the reason like I was like I felt betrayed that you never actually told me was when we first met. You were it was necessarily more in character, which is what I've realized over a bit more time. Um, but he told me that he didn't really know what he liked. So the fact that like I thought he had like this whole love thing going on, and me and him talk every day, and I find out in character that he's talking to this guy, and I was like, dude, I have never once judged you. I was like, damn, like you could have told me, and
yeah.
it was actually funny, like. It's funny looking back on it because like of how much I didn't realize how much of it was like your relationship with him was in character. But like, cause like
All of it. At least
he,
from me, it was all in character.
yeah, he never made it seem like it. Like this dude would DM me like over and over again, just like, oh man, Max doesn't like love me. He doesn't care about
And oh
me.
my god, he would take pictures of our DMs and send them to people,
He sent them to
like
me
as
like a
if that would
lot.
affect me. And I was like, dude, you're just exposing yourself. I'm just quite simply pointing out that he was mad that I was going to Louisiana.
Oh yeah, for the summer, I remember that. That was
Like,
interesting.
he was mad that I was going to Louisiana, and like, I was like, dude, I'll be gone for like a month. It was, oh, well, you should have told me, yada yada yada. And he went as far. This is when I really started realizing
He thought it was a
that
lot more.
I thought like, yo, this guy actually is fucking weird, right? Um, he goes, oh, so he somehow found out the state I lived in. I don't know how,
It was
but
actually
he goes,
probably me. I'm pretty sure this was around the time he started talking to me.
maybe, but he's like, oh, I only live an hour and a half from you, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck? And he's like I should come see you. I'm like, being me, I'm a nice person. All right. I was going, well, maybe in the future. I mean, not really right now. I'm kind of in the process of moving. I was just making up like an excuse. Like, I'm in the process of moving and everything. I'm not really home very often. Um, and he goes, well, what about June? And I was like, perfect. I was like, I'm going to Louisiana. And he's like, and you didn't tell me? I'm like, I don't have to. I don't fucking have to.
He told me, which is what pissed
Yeah, I
him off.
told.
He was so mad that you
He
told
was so
me.
mad that I told you more shit than I told him.
Dude,
Context.
well,
At this time, I had known Aiden for 2.5 years. Right? Like he and I, we talk a lot.
I
Like
mean, what's funny though
he
is
he
like,
knew me when I had short hair. If that says anything,
oh my god, you had
he knew me
short
when I
hair.
had short
I
hair,
forgot
and it
about
was not
that.
okay. It was not okay. You gotta admit the long hair was the move, though. You gotta.
I don't
admit.
even remember short hair. You,
So I'll send you a picture of short hair me.
I'm showing it on fucking. No, I'm just
I'll
kidding.
do it. I'll do it. I'll show it on camera.
No, no, I forgot about that. No, yeah. So,
It's
what's
my
funny is
fuckboy phase. It's my fuckboy phase. Do you remember the fuckboy phase, Aiden?
yes,
It's the
very
fuck.
much.
Hold on. It's the fuckboy phase, bro. Do you
Oh
remember
my
that
god,
shit?
I remember that. We
The
didn't.
fuckboy
So for
phase.
context, during the short hair phase, we didn't really do a lot of face camming.
No. I would
Um,
only do it with my at the time girlfriend Aspen, and Aiden would sometimes be there.
I
So
would
like he didn't
I
really
would
know what I looked
sometimes
like,
do
but he
it.
kind of did.
I literally
Yeah.
would. I would be that shy third wheel, always there, just like, hi,
Oh
how
yeah,
you
yeah.
doing? It's like I just joined
There, there,
VC, and
there
I'd be
are
like,
still some pictures of short hair me that I do fuck with heavy. Like this one, just in the fucking car mirror. I fuck with it heavy.
it's
But
not
that was before I
bad.
lost weight. So I don't really look at these pictures. It's before I lost a bunch of weight. Um, but yeah.
No, so this is actually
Anyways,
fun. There's a very
if that
funny
says
story.
anything.
Actually about the Louisiana trip. So I didn't notice this, but he was trying to farm information out of me. While we were in city the one night, like about you, right? And this is actually, I think, how he found out what state you lived in. Because like, so he comes up to me and he's just like, we're just talking casually, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, you heard from Max lately?" And I was just like, "Oh yeah, no." And what's funny is I'm pretty sure this was after you guys' conversation about Louisiana. He just goes, "Yeah, you heard from Max lately?" And I go, I was just like, I said, "Yeah, kinda." I said he's on the road to Louisiana right now. And his reaction was just, "Really? He's already leaving?" And I was just like, "Oh, he told you?" He's like, "Yeah, he told me he's going to Louisiana for the summer." I was like, "Yeah, it's pretty dope, all that." Um, what's funny is Max actually went there for 2 months. It wasn't just 30
Yeah,
days.
I
He went
I
for
was
2 months.
gone. No, I was there for 40 days because I remember because I don't
He didn't
I
know
know
this.
I'm very open about my faith, right? I went to church when I came back, and my pastor was like, "Oh, you pulled a Jesus 40 days, 40 nights, motherfucker." I was like, that was kind of funny. But yeah, 40 days. I wasn't there.
Oh yeah.
I was gone.
So what's funny is I don't know why he thought this, but he told me he only thought you were going for 20 days, right? And I don't know why. I remember this conversation vividly. He just like we're sitting there talking, and he just goes, "Oh well, do you know how long he's actually gonna like be gone for?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's in my DMs. Hold on." I was like, "Yeah, he's gonna be gone for 40 days, possibly a week longer if he's able to." And I remember I read that word from mine and Max's DMs, and he just
Yeah, I was
goes,
like, "Hey, I'll
he
be gone." I just hit my funny bone. Fuck. Ah, ah.
he was more pissed that Max didn't tell him how long he would be gone and that he was even going. He got so mad at me. He's like, well, "Why do you know all this?" And I was just like, "Well, we're friends. We've been friends for 2.5 years at this point." And he's like, "Really?" He's like, "So do you know a lot about Max?" And this is how I found out, like, from his point of view, that he thought you guys were more out of city. I was just like, I mean, I was there for the Aspen thing, both times, and then I was like, I know where he lives. He just goes, "Oh shit." He ran, and like how he knew where you lived wasn't by accident.
You brought up the Aspen thing.
Yeah. I was like, I was there for the Aspen thing, and randomly he goes, "Oh, well, me and him are talking out of city." Like that's like he straight up said that you guys were romantically talking out of city, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty dope." And he goes, "Yeah," and this is how he knows where you lived. He goes, "I'm trying to send him something cute for when he gets back. Do you know roughly what state he lives in?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, he lives in South Carolina." Like, I was like, "Okay, cool." And he goes, "Do you know like the address?" And I said, "I'm gonna have to ask him. I don't feel like comfortable just giving out his address like that." Which I never actually ended up asking for, like, Max if I could get his
Yeah,
address. I didn't.
because you
I
would
just
you know what I would have said. I'm like, fuck no.
well,
Fuck.
I was just like, the fact that you didn't tell him, I'm not gonna bring it up because at the time,
Exactly.
what he would try
I'm
to
like,
do is
you
he
were
would
under the
try and
impression that we were talking like out of
I was
city.
under the
So I mean,
impression
that
of
makes sense.
that, and I found it just odd that if you wanted him to know where you lived, you would have just fucking told him. Like, I have Max's address. I know exactly where he lives to a T. He knows where I
But
live
yeah,
to a T.
I'd have to go back and look through the DMs, and I think you would as well. But yeah, it's there.
It's definitely there. Also, I see his whenever he's like ordering stuff off Amazon, he'll screen share for me, and I'm just like, oh, there's his address.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you know
he'll see
that.
my address, my fucking credit card information.
Yeah,
Like,
actually, I was gonna say the one night when you were buying your robe, or no, it was the headset extension. Um,
yeah.
your credit card
May I
number
say
and
that
PIN
thing is
number were just
great.
on screen, and I was like, I could just steal your money right now, but I'm not an asshole.
Yeah, I knew it was there. I was like, I wonder what he's gonna do.
I, 2 minutes later, hey, why do I have a credit card withdrawal for fucking
A
blow up
credit card
doll?
withdrawal. A credit
When do I
card
have a credit
withdrawal.
card for blow up porn dolls? I like,
I'm sorry, you said fucking credit card.
yeah, it's my lisp. For those of you that don't actually know, I do have a little bit of a lisp when it comes to saying like C's or S's. Sometimes it is a very, yeah. So fun fact, if Max, you didn't know that, I have a tiny lisp. That's why like if you ever hear me go like I don't know if you ever hear me like when you were playing Blade and Sorcery, I'd go like lightsaber. That wasn't like that was a
Yeah,
literal lisp.
I'll hear lightsaber sometimes. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I try to. That's why I really avoid words with like S, C, like things like that.
mhm. Yeah,
No,
but
yeah, but I just thought I thought the whole time like I was like if Max wanted you to know his address, man, he would have told you himself. And at the time, Tyler would very much try and get in between me and Max. He would tell me all this
oh my
negative shit
god.
about Max, apparently how
Oh
he
yeah.
was, and I would just literally hop in VC with Max and be like, so Tyler told me all this. What the fuck's going on? And Max
And
would
I'm
just
just
be
like,
like,
huh?
he'd just be like, what? um, and
Also,
it was
really
random.
funny thing I need to say.
Yeah,
I made Tyler rage quit off Val.
that's on. That was on
um,
stream. That was
that
on
was on
stream.
stream. The bot is still up. But it was something like we're playing Val, and this is before I started getting like actually good at Val, right? But everybody was like, even Aiden was like, he wasn't good yet. Like you
I'm
were
still
still
not
like,
very good.
you were still below half me. No, because now you'll get either third, second, or first in leaderboard. You were getting fourth or fifth at this time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I mean, yeah. Oh, yeah. I
um,
remember. This is after my 2 years of
yeah,
Val exile.
yeah. And the
Well,
people we were playing with, I was the better in the group, so I was top bragging, right? And I was dead, and
oh,
Tyler
we were playing with
was one.
Sam.
We were playing. Yeah, this is where we met Sam. I don't know if you guys watch the stream, but Sam is the other girl we sometimes or guy. I'm sorry, I don't know.
Girl
The
or
other
guy.
person we yeah the other person we play Valorant with sometimes. Um, and so everybody had died, including myself, and it was just Tyler left, and there was one guy left. Tyler ended up killing him, but using an entire Spectre mag when the guy was probably distant from me to my webcam, right? And I just go, Tyler, what was that aim? And he goes, shut up, you're dead. I'm like, shut up, you're fucking. I was like, shut up, you're fucking 2-23. And he left the Discord call, left the game. I was like, L.
I'm pretty sure that night was the night that everything happened in City too.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
left
'Cause
like
he's
he
like,
left the entire
he's
Discord.
like, yeah, he's like, oh that's it. I'm so tired of disrespect and all this. I'm like, dog, because I'm the type of person I don't give a fuck who you are. If you throw shade at me, I'm throwing it back. If it's as a joke, it'll be as a joke. Because like Aiden and I, we'll sit here, we'll call each other dog shit at stuff all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We both know usually it's a joke.
I couldn't tell last night if you were actually mad that I was being mean. I was like,
No.
I felt bad. Like, so the way you said it, it was when he was playing Minecraft right after his stream crashed.
There are some times where I'm like, dude, just let me do what I want to fucking do.
Well, so like I was just like, ew, Minecraft, and then like I was doing it as a joke. For those of you that don't know, I thought his stream was still on.
No.
I thought his stream was still on, and then like he said something after when I realized the stream was over. He's like, "Why are you so mean to me?" And I'm just like, I'm doing it for
no,
content.
yeah, I was like, dude, why are you so mean to me, dog? And he's like, oh, I do it for content. I'm like, dude, you do it when we're not streaming. And like, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I was a little bit annoyed, but that was just because I was fucking tired. It was 4 in the morning, and
Yeah,
I was
it was
like,
late.
all my vapes are burnt right now, and I'm fucking pissed about it. And I was like, I'm gonna fuck with
Oh,
Aiden
yeah.
a little bit, right? And
I felt
he was
so
like,
bad.
yeah, and I was like, I said word for word what he said. I said like we were in VC like earlier in the day, right? And I was like, oh, I'm playing Minecraft. He goes, "Ooh, that's lame." And I was like, oh, I mean, okay, I guess it's lame. I'm playing for nostalgia reasons. And he goes, well, that's lame. I'm like, all right, cool. And then he started saying something like, Minecraft, like vanilla Minecraft isn't bad. I was like, oh, but I thought it was lame. Like I had to get a little bit of a clap back on it. And I couldn't tell. I could tell that kind of annoyed you a little bit
It didn't
because
annoy me. It was like
you were
I
like, oh,
wasn't.
vanilla Minecraft isn't bad. I was like, oh, it's lame. You're like, I was like, oh, I thought it was lame. Like, I said it so disrespectfully too.
I wasn't annoyed. I was just more of like, is he mad at me? Like I
There are
was
some
genuinely
times I'm like,
confused.
just let me play. But like, usually I don't give a fuck. Like, we dog on each other all the fucking time.
Yeah. There are some
Like
times where
like squadrons. Like if we play squadrons, I'll be like, oh look, I'm sitting at 13 kills when you're at 2. Like,
and that's when I'll
but
just go, fuck you. I'm blowing ships up.
true, and I'll be like, fair. But yeah,
Fuck you. I destroyed the Star Destroyer. What did you do today?
I just turned my headset all the way up. That was so loud. Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
No, yeah, like we do it for content. There are some
Oh, yeah.
times that I do feel that both of us take it a little overboard.
There are some times where we both kind of start getting a little annoyed at each other.
Yeah.
But the last time we really got mad at each other was in Escape. It
Yeah.
was
I
back to the story I was telling earlier. um,
It's Jim
we were
fucking
already
Long, bro.
I forget it. No, this wasn't even Jim Long. This is like when we were actually mad at each other. Like we didn't talk to each other for like a week. I don't exactly remember what the fuck it was, but we passed each other in the fucking garage and just started yelling at each other.
Oh, I remember
You remember
exactly what
that?
this is about. Yeah. So me and him, he was this was over Aspen. This was over Aspen. So she had messaged me something. This was actually at the time of, I'm pretty sure, the first breakup. He had said something to me, and so I then went to her and was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" She then came back, and I'm a very trusting person. Like, you can tell me something, and I'll run with it. Like, my brain is wired that way.
The ceiling says gullible.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, it is.
My headset almost broke though. Fucking ear things came off again. But no. So
Did you was that a bit for the video, or did you actually fuck? Okay,
Yes.
I was about to say, I was like, I knew you were dumb. I didn't know you're that dumb. He's like, oh, what do you mean, nothing up. What do you mean? What? I will say though, there is something on my ceiling now. I don't know what it is, but it's something.
But yeah. So kind of back to the story. She said something. So I came back to Max and I was like, so this is what she said, and he got really defensive. And
I like when I'm mad, I get very defensive. I'll just put that out there.
And he wasn't, he like, and I didn't notice this until like after the in-city encounter, but he was snapping at me and I'm just like, yo, what the fuck? So me being me, I'm just like, fuck no. Ain't no one gonna say this kind of shit to me. So me and him, we go back and forth. And then I go, oh, I'm gonna fly in. And he goes, me too. And then just leaves Discord in the middle of a conversation. And so when he got in city, I just straight up said, hey, yo, you never fucking hang up on me like that, asshole. In the middle of a conversation.
I was in the middle of fucking saying something. Why the you never fucking do that shit again. Don't disrespect me like that. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it was funny.
We were actually like full on yelling at each other. Like, and like, I just ended up F8ing, and that just made everything even worse. Because you just started getting mad at me in DMs.
and then like, eventually we talked it out.
Yelling at me, and I just fucking F8ed. F8, click F8, type quit.
There
the
was
console, game
there was a second time something similar. Let me finish. But then me and him did hash it out in DMs, and he was just like, dude, I'm not even mad at you. I'm just mad at the situation, and I'm just like, well, then why'd you snap at me? And he's like, sorry, it's just like instinct. And I was just
it's
like,
what I do when I'm mad. I snap.
And like we like cleared it up within the hour.
Like
we cleared it up within the hour and everything was fine. A few days later, we're still referring to the same actually no, this was after the second breakup. We had a smaller fight, but it didn't actually last that long. So it started out with Max coming to me and going like, "Oh, I want to kill off whatever your character name that was married to Aspen, Max or Sam."
No,
Sam, I'm pretty sure.
No, at the time it was
Maverick? Was it Maverick? No, Maverick was
no,
my
no, no,
husband.
no. no. Oh no,
Yes,
no.
we
It
were
was okay.
married in
So
city for a time,
yeah,
Jack.
it was It was Max who was. Yeah, it was Maximano. Maximano ran the
Yeah,
tuna
yeah.
shop. This was in Mad City.
But he wanted to kill her off, so I did it. I went along with it, and
Yeah.
I was so mean to Aspen too. Like I
Oh
straight up
my god.
she actually like was really upset about that.
I know, and I was even like, dude, why you? That was too far. Like, yeah, I was upset at her.
We both
I'm
agreed
not
that
gonna sit.
if I was
I'm
streaming
not
or
gonna
he
sit
was,
on
it was
here.
great.
I'm not gonna sit here and dog on her, but like, even I was like, oh, it's a little too far, because like I had like perma my character. Perma basically means, oh, your character's dead. You're gonna delete the actual character. For anybody who doesn't know that, um, and
And what's
it
funny,
was
guys, is I
because
didn't even do
like,
anything that bad. I just said this is your fault. That's
yeah,
all I
yeah,
said, and I said it
you
once.
I don't think you actually knew that I was permaing that right that second. That's why you said it.
Yeah, I
Because
thought
this was
well,
right after Max and Aspen had gotten divorced, like in character, right?
so I was under the impression that you committed suicide. You were not talking like whatsoever. You were dead, like 100% dead. And so that's why
Yep.
in character I was like Max in character was my Crim's best friend. So I was
Yep.
like,
Yep.
so I obviously I was like, this is your fault. You did this to him. Like
I'm like
obviously,
her and I we had an agreement too. We were like, okay, I'm gonna have a character arc for Max now. All right. It will end in him being permoed. And she's like, okay, cool. The character arc was I think you noticed this, and I didn't even tell you about the character arc. You just started kind of noticing it.
oh
Is
yeah.
I would because Max drove pretty well. I would start driving recklessly. I'd be like, we'd be out walking around, or like at an event. I'd always, have a beer in my hand, stuff like that. It'd be late night. He'd be driving. I'd be like, yo, let's want to go get a drink, something like that. And a lot of alcoholism. And then I ended up calling. I'm pretty sure. Did I end up calling you like before
We talked
everything went down?
before we did, and you
Yeah,
told me I am perming my character.
yeah. And you're
Like
like,
you,
yo, whoa, buddy.
I was just like, all
But
right,
like
let's do it.
I called you in character, and I pulled. Okay, so I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember Luna? Luna
Mm-hmm.
Peterson from
I know.
Project
I
Lifestyle.
never met Luna.
Luna was Aspen's mom, right? It was so confusing. Everything was so confusing. When I killed Luna, there was this whole backstory. So my first ever crib on that city, Garrett Peterson, right? He ended up, offing himself on the dam, right? And I had called Aspen in character, and I forgot to tell her I was doing this. So she was caught hell off. You know how emotional she is, right? And I called her. I'm like, I can make myself cry if I want to, and I do that for like in character, like if I need to, like I'll do that. And I called her. I was like, the view's really nice up here and everything. Like I could see the sunset from this high up. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm just, I'm just so thankful for like the stuff that's happened. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm going to see Garrett again. Instantly started breaking down into tears. I was like, fuck, I didn't tell her. I didn't fucking tell her.
But he told
Instantly
me
broke down into
me and him
tears.
were in a Discord call as
No,
this was
no,
playing
no.
out.
This was Luna. This wasn't Max. This
Oh
was
no,
Luna.
I'm talking about like because there's another thing that is very similar to this,
Yeah,
and
very similar to this.
how
Yeah.
Max died.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah.
Instead of the dam, it
But
was the San Andreas Bridge.
yeah, yeah. But I called her and she's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "I'm going to see Garrett." And instantly, she's like, "What? No, what? No, I'm on my way. I'm on my way." I could hear the, like, I could hear her start crying. I was like, "Fuck." And I was like, "Well, I gotta go through with it now because like I'm doing this right now." So I went through with it. Dude, I felt so bad. I
No,
felt
yeah.
so bad.
So then, for context, when Max did the Max ending, sounds very weird. But when Max killed the character Max Amana off, he called me in Discord and said, "I'm gonna jump off the bridge." And so I just said, "All right, hold on, I'm flying in." and we would do this more in
'Cause you
character.
were on cop at the time,
I
right?
was
And
on
I told you
cop.
like, yo, get on Crim. I need you for this.
Yeah.
And you're like, let's
So
go.
I flew in on Crim. He instantly calls me in city. Meanwhile, mind you, we're still in Discord. I hear everything going on, what he's doing, and he calls me in city. We then deafen because I just got in, and he then calls me and goes, "You ever wonder what it feels like to fall off a bridge?"
No, it was something along the lines of like, I had fully thought out like everything I was gonna say, and I was so happy. You followed everything I was saying perfectly. That's another thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, Aiden is one of the coolest fuckers. I swear to God, he doesn't even notice he does this. If I'm screen sharing a game and I get into a shootout, he could be mid conversation. He just stops talking. I'm like instant respect for this. He just went along with it. He just went along with it, right?
I didn't even like, I knew what was going on, but I didn't know the extent
yeah.
we were going
And
to.
I was
So
like-
I was
like-
actually developing my emotions for it during this time.
Yep,
Like
yep.
while you were setting it up, I was developing, well, how's what was it? It was Eli, right? It was Eli.
Yeah, no, this is Elijah Kaufman.
It was Elijah. So so I was developing Elijah's feelings for it, and I was just like, all right, how do I want Eli to feel? Because he's typically a cold motherfucker. But me and him
but
have grown really
but
close.
But Max and Eli had gotten really fucking close. And I remember exactly what I said. The first thing I said was, "Hey Eli, what are you doing right now?" And you're like, "Oh, I'm just down at the block." I'm like, "Cool. Here's what are you doing?" I'm like, Have you ever wanted to feel the wind?" And you're like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "You never wanted to feel the wind?" Because I was trying to be like not really cryptic about it, but also like I don't want to be like, "Oh, I'm jumping off a bridge." Like I was like, "You ever wanted to feel the wind?" You're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, really feel it under your wings. And I think that's when you really started like understanding like, oh, okay, this is cool. Because
That's when I picked up on, we're doing this now.
Under the wings was like, you get carried, like when you die, you get carried
Yeah.
up. Wings. You want to feel the wind under your
I
wings.
picked up on what he was
Stuff like
putting
that.
down.
Yeah. He was sniffing what I was shitting. And I was doing all this other shit. And he's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it.
I did get it out of him before he died.
No, I didn't say, "Oh, I'm at the San Andreas Bridge." I'm like, "I'm at the bridge jump." Something like that. I said something about that. You're like, "Ain't no way."
No, yeah,
For
he said,
"This is the bridge, right? PD's here. I jumped off here."
and
I
from and
already had PD there, like, cause somebody had drove past and was like, "Yo, what are you doing?" I'm like, I'm just standing," and they called the cops. And then it was PD trying to talk me down from the ledge. That's why I cut the conversation off early. I was fully prepared for Eli to talk me off of the ledge.
Mhm.
Fully prepared to do it.
So
But the cops were there. They wouldn't let you anywhere near the scene.
no, they actually did. They did let me
Did
close.
they?
Yeah, I got close enough at the very end. They said, "Well, maybe you can try and talk him down."
Oh, that's
Which
right.
at the time, guys, I was their chief on my other character, and
Yep.
I really didn't care. I was like, I'm getting close to the scene, whether or not I pull rank from another soul. I was like, I'm getting close to the scene, but it actually ended up working out really perfectly, to where they recognized what was going on, what was happening, and one of the cops actually did slip, in the mirror or in the background, because they didn't know I wasn't Maze. They thought I was Maze,
Yeah.
and so they said, "Yeah, Chief, go in."
I think the funniest thing is this is the one thing. This is Mad City. One thing I love about Mad City. Eli had a warrant at the time of this. I don't know if you remember that, but he had a warrant.
Oh, I had a warrant.
And
Yeah.
they're like, "Who are you?" And you're like, my name's Elijah Kaufman. I am his best friend." And they're like, "All right, go." And I was like, he did. I was fully expecting them to fucking beanbag you and arrest you. And then instead of jumping out, it went out in a fucking blaze
of glory. You know, that was actually so like when
that's how I killed off Maverick in Rush Hour.
what no one understands about what was going on. Like me and him were still low key planning it out in Discord while actively doing the scene too. We did not figure out the cop part. And we're like, well, what do we do now? And he just kept going, like he just kept unmuting and going, get as close as you can to hear the final words. And so
yeah, like I'd be talking, and I'd be like, "Get as close as you can, mute again." I mean,
and so
come on,
I couldn't get close enough to hear what he said. So eventually I decided I'm going to go to the bottom of the bridge.
Yeah.
And by that time already, Max had already jumped. I didn't know this. So when I got
Yeah.
down there, the cops weren't there yet. And I just, I had my character just kind of slouched there, and I made,
He was just sat there, just like,
I sat there and I went,
damn.
she killed him.
She killed him. And then this really went into Eli. Okay, so one thing, I don't know if you noticed this, but so when I was at the bridge, my car was there, but I also put like, you know how you put scenes and everything. I put beer
Yeah.
bottle emojis and everything around. It was like I was very heavily intoxicated,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, and I remember like I was talking on the phone like after you really figured out what I was doing. I sort of was like, oh, like what happened? Where did I go wrong? Like talking about like Max and Aspen's relationship, and like that's when you really like when I jumped, you're like, yeah, this is her fault.
And
Um,
I sat there. I sat there and just went like, she did this. And so she was a
she did
doctor
this.
at Pillbox at the time. Thankfully, not the one that responded to the call. But
No, because if she's the one who responded to the call, you probably would have shot her.
I would have shot her for sure. And that was actually against the city rules.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately.
I think, fuck it. I think Castle would have let that slide, though, for that kind of scene. I think he would have let it slide.
Yeah. This is before Castle was, corrupt.
Yeah. So we continued on doing our thing. EMS gets there and they asked me what happened, and I just repeated it again, like, she killed him.
And they're like, who? And you point out, like, she fucking killed him. This is your fault. This is your fucking fault.
Like as soon as we got to
I
Pillbox,
can hear the emotion in your voice. This is the hardest I've ever seen you roleplay.
Yeah.
Like, you're the reason he's fucking dead. Like you were yelling. I could hear your voice crack. I was like, dude, you were giving me goosebumps. I was like, yo, this is fucking sick.
like it was a like so, and the thing is yeah, in hindsight, out of character, it was a little too far considering the breakup.
Yeah.
But to put it all in perspective, I didn't know about the breakup yet. Out of character, I didn't know they broke up.
I told him in Discord, like after you already, I was like, oh yeah, by the way, me and her broke up. You're like,
I said, oh, and then that's
like,
when I
oh.
immediately DM'd her and said, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't know you guys broke up.
But yeah, I did feel bad, but at the end of it was such a good scene.
It was
The
such a
whole
good
was
scene.
great. Like, it was really good. That's the level of RP I want in 2077, dude. Not
Yeah.
necessarily people jumping off bridges, but like that level of RP.
That
like,
level
between
of
the cops and the crims, like if something's going down.
yeah. And a lot of, and the only way to set up that scene right did unfortunately have a little meta in it, because
Yeah.
we needed, the highest ranking on the scene was Holmes at the time. So I remember
Which
like
was a sergeant.
sergeant,
So.
he was a sergeant. So I remember being like, yo, you need to make sure I get on this scene, like no matter what.
Yeah, did you like pull him aside? You're like, yo, I need to get on this scene. Like,
Not in character. I just I remember either pulling him aside before I rejoined, because I remember leaving the Discord call. I'm pretty sure I just called him and was like, yo, whatever happens, you need to get me close to the scene. It ends with me there.
and you're like, what do you mean? He's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? You're like, don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
I was just
You know,
like,
I need to get close to that scene.
I was just
You're
like,
he's
just,
like, all right.
and he went along with it. He got me as close as he possibly could. That's obviously when the Ash Chief at the time came over and was like, no, he's not going any closer. Like, this guy's suicidal. And that's when I was like, dude, I love that you're following procedure because it's my fucking procedure, but goddamn.
The one you wrote.
Yeah, I was like, I can't really call him and be like, hey, break every policy for me right now.
Break the entire SOP right now and I'll get you out scot-free, I promise. You know?
I mean, I could have just been like, and he's not getting fired. He's my O2. Fuck off.
Exactly.
But no, yeah. So it went out perfectly. I remember Frost actually flew in at the end of it when they were taking your body to the morgue.
I miss Frost.
And I was sitting there on Eli, and he's like, oh, what are you doing at the hospital? And I repeated to him, his stupid ex-wife drove him to die.
Drove him to death. And Frost was like, what?
And he was just like, he literally, like, I remember, like, in high command chat the next day in the VC, he said, I heard stories about what happened yesterday. Like, what the fuck? He's like, that sounds incredibly dope. I wish I was there for that. And
Yeah,
I
he
was
ended up
like,
DMing me. He's like, "You fuck! You didn't wait till I was there." I was like, "I needed to know that Eli would be there."
oh yeah, and it worked out perfectly, and
Oh yeah.
and like the emotion I put into that scene was like,
The
obviously
emotion I put in that
I was
scene. I
going
mean,
through some
like,
shit at a city, so I just put
yeah,
everything I was feeling into that role play
yeah.
experience.
And
And
I was like already kind of upset about everything. Like not just the whole breakup, but there's a bunch of other shit I was upset about. Um, and I don't know if you remember, but like on the phone when I started like getting mad, that wasn't part of it. I started getting mad, like for no
mm,
reason. I was like, oh god. And then actually on the scene, before I ended up jumping, you weren't there, but I had actually started like I was like, I need to make this better. So I actually made myself like start crying. I was yelling. I was like, this is her fucking fault. I actually said that. This is her fucking fault right before I jumped off.
and
I don't
and
think
for
I ever told you that.
well
I don't
for
think I ever told you that.
so for a little bit of context, I did know you said that because I was
Ah,
still in high command before I joined your call. I was still in high command chat with or no, it was regular command chat with, I want to say it wasn't a sergeant, but it was definitely an LT. I was in one of my LTs. I was sitting in Discord. He was screen sharing what was happening, and he's like, "Is this why you had to fly out?" And I'm just listening to what
you're
you're
like,
saying, and I'm just
you're
like,
like,
"Oh
huh?
no!" So I did know you said it. So that's why I threw in to Aspen at the very end, like, "This is all your fucking fault." Like that. That's why I knew to throw it in there. I was like, this would just. And my kind of thought process is Eli is cold, but he was very devastated when not Maverick, Matthew up and dipped, whatever his Crim character was.
Yeah, fuck, what was it?
I don't remember. But
Malik. It was
when
Malik.
when Malik and the other Aspen decided to
It
up
was
and
so
dip from
confusing.
us, yeah, it really was. As a friend group, both in city and out of city, they ended up just leaving the city entirely. Um, but when they decided to leave, I I I developed it around Eli's subconscious. He was afraid of being alone. So when Max died, it was like that was the end of the Banshees, like officially. Um,
Yep.
because by this time, and actually, RP'd out Aspen actually getting removed from the Banshees too. After that, when you because you were going on vacation or something pretty soon
Yeah.
during that time, and I
I'm pretty
waited
sure I was
till
going up to
then.
New. I'm pretty sure I was going up to Massachusetts.
Yeah, something like that.
Massive two tits, you know.
And I remember just role playing out, removing all her access from the Banshee Discord. Which, fun fact, this is actually the original Banshee Discord that we're sitting in.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you that didn't
Yup.
know that,
God, the
um,
memories.
the memories of this Discord. But yeah, so we role played that out, and then
Actually, this VC we're sitting in is the original Aiden Sad room. The original.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
the original. Um,
Such good memories, man.
yeah, so then that shit happened. So I really developed Eli around. Well, not his name technically was still Eli. It was just short for Elijah. So
Elijah Cockman. No, it's
yeah,
Kaufman.
just I hated that. The fucking other Aspen came up with the name. I was just going with it. Um,
Yeah.
but no, yeah. So we had fun with it. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, and as hard as that scene was, like it took everything in me of like what I was going through, and there's a lot of stuff I will never tell you guys on YouTube. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Me as
Of what
well.
we were going around during that time. I know what he was going through. He knows what I was going through, but I'm not just gonna say it here. So you guys got to get like me drunk before that ever happens. um,
Yo, if we get 1,000 followers by the end of the year, we'll do a fucking shit face strip.
yeah, in 3 years.
In 3 years, we become like
In 3 years, we'll do it.
if we can get to 10,000 subscribers by 2026, we'll be good.
Yeah, we'll do it then. Actually, probably not. I'm pretty sure there's something in YouTube's terms of services.
Yeah, well, it'd have to be on like
Twitch.
Kick or fucking Mixer. Do you remember Mixer?
Mixer's dead.
I know. That's why it'd be fine to do it there. Nobody gives a shit.
But no, yeah. Out of everything though, it was very fun. I think, and yeah. So actually, reverting back to the second breakup when we had our second fight.
Oh my.
Because because this actually did kind of start with this scene.
Mhm.
Because I was left in the dark for a lot of the breakup, so I came to
Yeah.
him and I was just like, because for context, I didn't know they broke up for a week after,
Well, no, this was
and
the first breakup because the second breakup was different. That happened while that happened while I was in Gatlinburg. I wasn't even home for the second breakup. Remember she like sent me a message and blocked me and everything, and like
oh
I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
see the
no, this
message
is
because
the
I was
first
blocked.
breakup.
So this was after the first breakup.
This was the first breakup. Yeah, yeah. So so for context, um, pretty much I didn't know for a week. I didn't know up until that scene, and the scene took place the day after, or the day before. So and I randomly just go and I was like, why didn't you tell me y'all broke up? Because I was just talking to her about it, and she told me like, yeah, you guys broke up like a week beforehand, and I was like, why the fuck didn't you tell me? And Max's response was, I know how you feel about being abandoned by both of us, so I didn't want to like drag you in the middle of it. And
Yeah. When in the end it ended up getting dragged in the middle of all of it, and I still feel bad about that. The fact you had to fucking that
I mean,
like you just
I
had to
didn't
you had
really.
to like choose, but like at the same time not. I mean, she kind of chose for you.
So
Um.
for context, me and Aspen last year or so actually like sat down in VC chat about the whole thing, and essentially I just kind of go like, dude, you were like one of my best friends, like you just kind of disappeared on me. And she goes, I knew if Max was alone and you would have chosen like me. And I straight up told her, I was like, I would have chosen neither of you.
Yeah. I mean, I think in the long run, it is as shitty as to say. I'm very glad you stayed here because I could not guarantee some things would have gone the way that they did in
Probably
that
not.
time, and I'll explain more on that later. It's not here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I definitely don't think things would have played out. Because I still would have been friends with both of them, and it would have been
Yeah.
very hard being like, I mean, I still did it like for a short while after me and her reconnected and talked. This was actually like shortly after the second breakup, which we'll tell you about in a minute. That was
No, we don't have to talk about that, Aiden.
well,
We don't have to get to
I'm
talk
talking
about
about
that.
our experiences of fights because there was one after the second one, which was kind of funny. We're not going to mention like the whole part because there's a lot of stuff in there that I would rather not mention on YouTube ever.
Yeah.
Actually, we're just not going to talk about it because that's pretty much the entire conversation
Yeah,
wraps
we're not
around
gonna
that
talk
one
about the
thing.
second breakup.
Yeah, maybe if you guys get us to like 10,000 subscribers
If
eventually,
we're at
ever.
10,000 subscribers by
Um,
the end of today, I'm kidding.
by the end of the next, I'll put it at 2 years. Put it
Like
for
we're
two
gonna
years.
remember this.
Yeah, we will. We definitely will. It
Look,
was.
I'm gonna
It
set a
was.
timer. I'm gonna set something on my fucking calendar for fucking September 27th, 2025. I'd say check subscriber count. That's all it's gonna be.
Make sure you put on tea time so you're not confused.
Yeah.
Um, but no, yeah. So the whole thing with it was, for you guys that don't know, she pretty much was just like, yeah, no, like I would have, it would have come down to you having to pick between me and Max, and in the nicest way possible, I just straight up told her like, why would that have had to happen? I was like, I literally juggled both of you the whole time during your first breakup. And that wasn't very easy. Essentially, I was Max's spy. For those of you that don't know, I was his spy. Anytime something would happen in her life, I would always be like, "Hey Max, you wanna hear what interesting's happening in her life?" And he would go, "Yeah." And at the time, it was still fresh for Max, so he definitely dogged on it just a little bit.
September 27th, 2025. Check TT sub count.
And not even in a bad way. He didn't really like dog on her at the time. It was just more of like oh, that's a fucking dumb decision.
Yeah, there was a
That
lot.
was
I
a
was like,
lot
that's
of
kind
it.
of fucking stupid, but
Um,
I I I will admit, I'll go out. I'll even throw myself under the bus. During our first relationship, I was an ass. I just wasn't a good person because there's a lot of stuff I was dealing with, and
I don't even think it was that of why you guys broke up.
it was a mixture of a lot of things. Um, it was a mixture of a lot of things. Um, but yeah, but
Mm.
her and I like ended up like talking about it at some point. We actually like within the past few months, like we talked, like just kind of cleared the air of everything. We talked, like we unblocked each other. We talked, got everything cleared, and we just like we unadded each other. Like we haven't spoken since. I'm fine with that. So I mean,
Man,
like, there's not like I don't know for her, but at least for me, there's nothing like oh fuck you anymore. Like, 'cause it's all cleared up. I mean, like at least for me, whatever she feels is what she feels.
and I feel nothing for either of them. Fuck you both. No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah. I think it definitely opened me to a lot of things too, and like for you guys that don't know, it was emotionally traumatizing on me being in the middle of all that. I was just like, one year I was just like, dude, I fucking hate this bitch, and then on the other year she's just like, fuck that guy, fuck this dude, and I'm just like, what do I say here? I'm just
It's like,
like,
yeah, I hate both of you equally. Fuck both of you. Oh my god,
for a
your
time
mom
I
and dad are fighting
well,
again.
so for a time, I didn't really tell anyone this, but I don't really give a shit if I tell anyone here. Um, I resented her for all of that because so for context during the first breakup, it
Hold on, I gotta look
necessary
up I gotta look up what resent means. Hold on.
so I didn't necessarily like so not a lot of it wasn't even
Okay.
because I don't know if you remember this, but the first breakup was after the cruise, and I resented her for
Fucking cruise.
I resented her mainly because the fact that she didn't like in the friendship before long before these two even broke up, she just cut herself off from both of us. And this is why I was
Yep.
just like, okay, cool, whatever. Like I really a lot of it was I for those of you that don't know, I had really big especially around this time abandonment issues with a lot of my past just coming back to bite me in the ass all at once. Um Mainly to do with family issues and I resented her up until about the second time you guys got together, just because of the way I felt about the whole situation. It pretty much was like mommy and daddy, you're fighting again. God damn it. And
Yeah.
and a lot of my resentment for her just came from the fact that she didn't even give me the courtesy of a conversation. She didn't even like really like say like, "Oh yeah, sorry, like this is what's going on." It was just more of, "No, I'm going to fucking ghost you and you can sit there with Max and talk to each other," which I didn't really like at the time. Me and him like during the first breakup, me and him weren't close
Yeah, like we talked occasionally.
when
Like
she was
once in a
there.
fucking blue moon.
It
I
was
didn't even have your snap at the time.
yeah. Um
Like,
that's actually what got us closer was that breakup.
yeah.
So thank you, Aspen.
Yeah.
And unthank you, I guess. You're kind of a bitch for that, but you
That's him
know
saying,
what,
not me. Don't come yell at me. Yell at him, not me.
dude? I talk to her on Snap like almost every day, so I'll tell her I'll be like, yeah, yesterday I called you a bitch for abandoning me 2 years ago.
It's like, what?
she'll be like, fair. I was a
Fair.
bitch. But no, yeah, like overall, I think we both grew from it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm less of an asshole.
No, he's not.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah.
No, he's not, chat. No, he's not.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck.
No, yeah,
All right.
he is better though.
That's it. It's fucking purge night. Fuck this.
But yeah, anything else that like randomly like FiveM anything?
No.
No.
I guess you'll have to come back next episode.
Oh yeah. Well, guys, we you know how we said we weren't gonna do a long video?
I'm guessing an hour and a half.
Hour and 28 minutes.
Yes, dude. It's gonna take so long to fucking upload.
That's why we
It's
got
not
Blade and
gonna finish.
Sorcery.
It's not gonna finish uploading in HD till like tomorrow at noon.
Maybe we just set it to premiere tomorrow at noon.
Okay, yeah.
Well, anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching this great episode of Tea Time. If you guys want more random like shit like this, I used to do this all the time, especially on stream. I don't necessarily do it as much anymore, because I'm more of a guarded person now, and I don't trust you guys. I'm just kidding. I really don't trust anyone other than like one person. So yeah, he's right there. But thank you guys for watching. If you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment down below. Anything you guys want to see, whether it's just random other RP stories. Maybe next time we'll tell you about the Rajush bombing of myself.
Oh my God.
Um,
He's bombing. Yes, I mean, yes.
well, maybe I'll tell you guys that story, or maybe we'll just tell you some closer stories.
Or maybe some like real life stories too. I mean, like,
real life stories. I'm not giving you guys anything personal, but yeah.
I'll go. I'll say it. I'll talk. I will talk and talk and talk, motherfucker.
Yeah, we'll let him talk next. We'll let him do all the talking.
The way I see it, show up to my house. I dare you. That's the way I see it.
I am just more of a. I'll tell you what I can. Because a lot of it is not appropriate for Twitch of my past.
Or yeah, Twitch, YouTube.
Some of the things that like I know like would be really horrifying to talk about on stuff from your past.
Bangers.
But it would be a banger. It really would be a banger video to talk about. But like it's not. It is not content
If you're
friendly.
thinking what I'm thinking about, yeah, no, that's never happening.
Hi, Mom. Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. If you guys don't get the reference, you never will.
Don't mind it.
But anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment down below. If you guys do want to see something, just let us know in the comments. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, and be ready for next week, guys.